Seth Rollins started his heel turn at WrestleMania 41 when him and Paul Heyman Paul Heyman turned his back on Roman Reigns and CM Punk and joined up with Seth freaking Rollins. I predicted this.
You did predict it.
I'll probably put in a video right here somewhere. We know low-key who the real Paul Heyman is. Don't let him fool you at all. Don't let this whole, poor old man, he's getting his ass kicked, fool you. Because this guy, he's a savage. He's smart. He knows he's how to stay on the top. He's the man who stays on the top at all times. And I think what happens is, at the end of this match, just like Seth Rollins called in for a favor, he's going to get that favor with the help in this match from Paul Heyman.
You think Seth Rollins is going to come on top of this match?
Yeah, if I could go back and find it.
You said exactly word for word what would happen.
I knew it was going to happen. You know what? Because it makes sense. Paul Heyman needs a new guy. Seth Rollins deserves to be a mega star again. Like he's always supposed to be. But this group, now you got Braun Breaker who shows up on Monday Night Raw, which is a perfect member of the group because he's a young star.
Young star enforcer. He could be the enforcer of the group.
Exactly. And I think there's going to be more people. I think a lot of people on the internet think there's going to be more people in this group. And a lot of people calling this group the Evolution 2.0. Originally, when we saw Braun Breaker show up, we thought there was going to be like maybe a super group, like maybe Gunther joins, maybe Drew McIntyre joins. But now that you think about it more, and the things that Seth Rollins was saying on Monday Night Raw, I think he said, the future of the WWE runs through me.
Yeah.
He said that to CM Punk and I think Roman Reigns. So I'm guessing it's going to be a young star. The next up-and-coming guys are going to join his side. Maybe one, maybe two guys. Maybe they're female wrestlers too, women wrestlers. There's a lot of options here.
Well, my first option when I saw this, I thought Karrion Kross. Because I'm like, who's the perfect guy? He's always,
he's always meddling in everybody's business.
Everything, pulling strings. And then, you get you automatically get Scarlett in there as well. So now you get a female in your group as well. And you could push her. You could get someone else in the group as well. And you could push them.
And he cut that promo after WrestleMania where 100%. He kind of just went off and it was kind of like his own pipe bomb. I think he deserves a push too. He would be a great member of a group like that. There
were signs out there push Karrion at Raw, and I agree. I liked him. I liked him since the beginning. Every single time he comes and starts, manipulating people and pushing them. He made Miz turn heel.
I think he helped made Seth turn heel too.
Yeah, he did.
He was out there, talking to him. I think he was probably in the background of somebody else's.
He is intertwined with a lot of these storylines, so that's why I think he's perfect for the guy to be. Yeah. The first guy to join.
And he's kind of earned it too, because I think when he used to be in NXT, he had a lot of hype around him, and he got released, right? He kind of just followed along with him, and now he's kind of finding his own character.
Yeah.
And he's been killing it with it, so I think he deserves like a massive push too. The next guy, I think, is the guy who people saw as like the counterpart or the opposite of Braun Breaker back in NXT was Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
And I think he deserves a push too. He's currently with The Miz, and I don't think The Miz is anywhere close to Seth Rollins. If you're with The Miz, you're kind of like a mid-carder, and I don't think Carmelo Hayes deserves that positioning. It just makes no sense for him to be in the mid-card. He's kind of like a main eventer in my eyes.
I agree. If this is 2013, maybe you could say, The Miz could help you out a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
Even then, no. At his best, hell no.
I think that would be the perfect guys to be under Seth Rollins, like go under his wing, and Paul Heyman too, right? Because they came from the same era of NXT, and they both were considered like the next two stars of the WWE. And one guy actually got that push while the other guy was getting held back. I think he would be great too, because he's in ring. He's unreal too.
100%. And
he's kind of like the last year. He's kind of been, just hanging around in a way. Like he's been on TV, but he hasn't been really given a direction properly. They're kind of just using him as a mid card for the longest time.
Next tag team I thought about was A-Town Down Under.
A-Town Down Under.
Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. I kind of feel like I think it should just be Grayson Waller in my opinion, because I think Austin Theory, I think he wants to be a good guy. The way he, you see him do all the media stuff.
Yeah.
And I think he wants to be a babyface.
He might be a better babyface than a heel.
I think 100% he might be a better babyface because Grayson Waller, he's the ultimate heel.
Oh yeah, he's always been a heel since NXT. He's been a heel. He's been a perfect heel, and I think both of them just kind of being a comic relief makes no sense. Or I could see both of them joining too, because I think if you're gonna add a member into a group, you're gonna have to have them all going after championships. That makes a super group. That makes a group actually top tier.
That's
like
true.
Judgment Day, when they were all together and they all had the belts, that's when they were at the best. Since then, it's been like maybe 2-3 people with the belt, not everybody. And I think if you're gonna have a group with Seth Rollins, who's probably gonna be the world champ, Braun Breaker's probably gonna be the Intercontinental champ again or something like that, and then whoever else joins, where are they going to go? Either so it's going to be a women's wrestler going after a women's title, or it's going to be a tag team, like A-Town Down Under. Yeah. And then they could join the group and be the guys who go after tag team titles.
I agree, But then, there's also it's two brands. You could get multiple single.
That's true.
You could hold one guy can hold Dana Carlento. One guy
Paul
can
Heyman could pull some strings. But speaking of a women's wrestler that could join the group, Becky Lynch is the most obvious choice in my opinion because she turned heel the same night as Seth Rollins, or this is the next night after Seth Rollins did, and Seth Rollins just announced that he's got a faction and everything like that. They seem like they could team up and maybe create like another young women's wrestler from NXT or somebody else who's just like running around and has no direction either. Becky Lynch would obviously make sense as like a veteran leader and who has a big name on the roster, and obviously she's married to Seth Rollins, so that makes a lot more sense just to be in the same group.
The next person we had on the list was Ethan Page.
See, I seen Ethan Page's name everywhere. I think he has everything to be like a star wrestler. But in my mind, I always thought he would be a part of Cody Rhodes' Nightmare family whenever he goes heel. Because he's a AEW guy. I'm not 100% sure if he wrestled. He learned how to wrestle at Cody Rhodes Wrestling School.
The Nightmare Family. You think they're saving him? They're saving him for right.
That's what I would do. I would save him for Nightmare Family and have a good group.
Same with Ricky Saints.
Yeah, Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints is the perfect guy for that group, man. I'm not gonna lie. But I think Ethan Page does have everything to be a part of this group because he's cocky. Everybody's saying who's the Randy Orton of the group. He's the perfect guy to be the Randy Orton of the group because he's cocky. I think he's pretty young and he's very talented in ring too. So he has everything to be that third member of the group too. The second last person we have is Nathan Frazier, somebody who's been trained by Seth Rollins and kind of has on-screen friendship with him because Seth Rollins, whenever he goes to NXT, he greets him. And Nathan Frazier, a very talented young wrestler too. Another guy who's super, like when you watch him wrestle, he's super fast. He's all over the ring. He's a very talented wrestler as well. So I think if you're going to bring somebody who's unknown to the mainstream, like the hardcore, not the hardcore, the casual wrestling fans, he'd be the perfect guy to bring in under this group. Especially
if he came up under, like you talked about previously, the Nightmare Factory. If he came up under Seth Rollins' school, he has to be in the group, right?
Exactly.
It only makes sense that he's in the group with Seth Rollins, that Seth Rollins is starting.
Yeah.
It's like evolution, Triple H handpicked Batista and he handpicked Randy Orton. Mm-hmm. He thought those two were going to be the most talented ones. Hey, Seth Rollins can pick him. That's his boy. Exactly. He has all the right to do that.
Exactly. Final wrestler is the man himself, Trick Williams. Whoop that Trick.
Whoop that.
I think he's been getting a little bit of booze over there in NXT, I feel like.
Yeah, because all of his promos is just aura, that's all it is.
I mean, if you want to add somebody who could actually be a next big star, it could be him.
Yeah.
I think out of all the guys we've listed, the young guys, he might be the one guy that has everything you need because he has the look. He could talk on the mic too. And he can wrestle. He's aura. He's everything. Everything you need. And then if you want to actually bring a young guy, this is another young guy you could bring in. And he has... fans loved him at one point.
Yeah.
They love him again as a heel.
Yeah,
it's not hard.
I agree. And to be honest, if I was to pick between him and Mello, who would be the bigger star, I'd say Trick Williams is probably the bigger star. So I would take... Honestly, even though I think Mello deserves a push, I think I would take Trick Williams over Mello. We
were saying earlier that Down Under, the tag team, could be a part of this group. We could also get that Trick Mello gang, that's what they're called. They could be a part of this group too. That would be perfect.
That'd be perfect.
That's three guys who are supposed to be the future of the WWE together in one group under Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. That would be sick. If you got a 4-man group like that with Paul Heyman as your manager, that's a great group right there. So those are our candidates for Seth Rollins' version of Evolution. Let us know in the comment section below who you think should join the group. Be creative, dude. Let us know somebody who we haven't heard of yet. Maybe a name we didn't list.
Maybe a name that might come out of nowhere. Maybe a free agent.
Maybe it's somebody from AEW. Maybe it's Aleister Black, and we didn't name him. So there you go. I give you a name. Subscribe, like, comment. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.